Live, local, and talking about the teams that matter to you. This is Talkin Sports with Jim Shovlin on Fort Wayne Sports Station, 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM. Brought to you by McMahon's Best One Tire and Auto Care.
Good morning and welcome to Talkin Sports for a Saturday, January 17th, 2026. Along with DC Hendrix, I'm Jim Shovlin. Thanks so much for tuning in as we're talking local sports of all sorts until the top of the hour at 10 o'clock. If you'd like to be part of the show, you can do so via the text line at 260-447-8500. That's 260-447-8500. And as always, got a great show lined up for you today. The hour will fly. Had high school basketball going on last night. DC, did you do anything last night, or did you stay home and stay warm?
Last night, I stayed home and stayed warm. Okay. I almost went to Snyder Homestead because I know that's where the crew was at. That was pretty much the big game for me last night. It was something I was keeping my eye on. But last night, I've still been battling this cold for the last couple of weeks. So I was kind of just been kind of weary on things, and I already have an event to go to tomorrow down in Noblesville. So I've been trying to just
that's a football showcase, isn't it?
Yeah. So the website I write for, Indiana Preps, we have a annual high school football showcase for and middle school actually. So there's middle school sessions that is pretty much like informative and things like that, where they work with the middle schoolers, get them, drills and showcase their abilities. And then there's a big high school showcase that is pretty big. I think we're expecting top talent across the state of Indiana, including a lot of talent from here as well. A lot of players from here right in Fort Wayne will be down there. But it's a big event, 24/7 sports on 3 rivals. We'll all be there covering it, national prep. So it's a big event for the state of Indiana and the Midwest.
Very nice. And you'll be there, you said that's tomorrow?
That is tomorrow, yeah.
Very nice.
Down in Noblesville.
Very nice. Yeah, the Indiana Tech is on the road today, so they aren't going to be at the Schaefer Center. But, in fact, they are at Aquinas today at 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock. So much like St. Francis, who are at Spring Arbor today at 1 and 3. But I am going to stay inside, stay warm, probably watch a little NFL football.
Oh, yeah.
And
I'm going to get my hat back on.
I'll do the same. Broncos. Yeah. Broncos. That is right. You are a Bronco fan.
Yeah.
And they got the Buffalo Bills, the Cardiac Bills. That'll be a dandy today. And that's the first one out of the gate, isn't it? That's the early game.
Yeah, 4 o'clock.
Yeah, and then you got Seahawks and Niners, the late game.
Yep.
Whew.
Some good games today.
Yep, yeah. And then, and did you see that the Bears game against the Rams tomorrow at, 6:30?
I know I'm a Broncos fan, but that's the game I'm looking most forward to. I am really enjoying, I've never been, the biggest Bears supporter, but, I know a lot of people are around here. And, I'm not even going to lie. That is the best story in football right now.
It is. And we'll see how they do in the cold weather because they're talking about wind chills 10 to 15 below at game time tomorrow night. So I can recall the Cincinnati Bengals in the Ice Bowl with Kenny Anderson back in the day, and it just almost was painful to watch because you knew how cold and how brittle everything was on the field, and then everybody trying to stay warm in the stands. Oh, my goodness. So I obviously don't have to be like a weatherman and go, well, dress warm tomorrow. No kidding. But anyway, yeah, don't get me started on weather, people. Anyway, that's it's going to be fun. And then, of course, that all primes up for the IU-Miami game on Monday night.
There it is.
Of which so many schools and school systems have already instituted a 2-hour delay for Tuesday. And then they end it with Go Hoosiers. Of course, now that's going to be the worst weather morning, I think, of the week. On Tuesday morning, it's going to be bitterly cold.
Yep.
But a 2-hour delay for a lot of school systems, not all of them. So check local listings for the school in your area. But I do know that many are indeed doing it. So we'll go Hoosiers there. Let's take a look at basketball scores from last night. Let's do the boys' side first. In the ACAC tournament, it was Jay County over Southern Wells, 60-19. Heritage takes care of Bluffton, 63-50. And then moving over to the Northeast Corner Conference, Angola, 47-43 over West Noble, and then Westview all over Garrett, 66-32. Going to the SAC last night, and the game you talked about potentially going to, the big one, Snyder, 71, Homestead, 52. I didn't see this coming. After Homestead ended Southside's run of being undefeated last week, and then Snyder pulls off a 19-point victory over the Spartans. So congratulations.
Yeah, it was the Louisville Komet Maya Epps show last night. For anyone that missed it, she was, I think, 1 point shy of the record that was set by
yeah, on the girls' side, and the
40. What she have? 42 points. 40 points.
In the girls' one, Rod Parker's girls won 83-61 in that doubleheader.
Yeah.
So, but Snyder takes home one on the boys' side. It was Southside over Concordia, 63-50. Wayne 78, Dwenger 68. Northside a 60-44 winner over the Northrop Bruins. Canterbury 57, Lakewood Park 43. And then Huntington North in a big NE8 battle, 48-42 over the Columbia City Eagles. New Haven a 65-34 winner over Leo. Belmont loses to Norwell 69-61. It was DeKalb eking out a 1-point victory over East Noble 44-43. It was Manchester 49, Wabash 41. Southwood 65-27 over Whitco. Jimtown 51, Tip Valley 43, and Warsaw gets a 49-41 win over Goshen. Yeah, looking at the girls' side of things in the ACAC semis, it was Jay County, 77 points, 77-28 over Southern Wells, and then Bluffton, 69-30 over Adams Central. So it's going to be Jay County and Bluffton for the ACAC Girls Championship in the tournament. Northeast Corner had Angola losing to Eastside 53-50, and then Fremont takes care of Fairfield 60-45. Other girls' scores had Northrop beating Northside 75-21, Carroll 52, Bishop Lures 38. It was Dwenger over Wayne 60-48. Southside loses to Concordia 58-53. Those are some of the high school basketball scores from last night. Fort Wayne Komets in action.
Yeah. Real quick, though,
yes,
before we move to the Komets, so on the boys' side, which I got ahead of myself talking about Maya Epps, that was a big story for me last night, was Maya Epps. But on the boys' side, right now, for SXC, there's a three-way tie. I don't know if you mentioned that. So there's a three-way tie right now on the boys' side in the SAC with Snyder's victory over Homestead. So it's right now Southside, Snyder, and Homestead tied in the SAC right now.
They all one loss, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And so
all to each other. Southside.
It's
Southside's losses to Homestead. Homestead's losses to Snyder now, and Snyder lost to Southside.
Southside, right?
In overtime.
And then you got Bishop Lures lurking, and it's in Wayne, So anyway, it's going to be it's still a wide open SAC conference, and in the NE8 last night it was that Huntington North Columbia City battle was for supremacy in the NE8. So very interesting there. Excuse me. So, the Fort Wayne Komets, in the first of back-to-back home games against the Bloomington Bison, the Komets fell to the Bison 5-2 in ECHL hockey in front of 8,102 fans at the Coliseum. Same two teams tonight, puck dropping at 7:30. We're going to be talking to Shane Albahrani just a little bit later on in the show, and we'll get his take on the game last night, a bad second period for the Komets, and then turned into some ugliness in the third period. Excuse me. And so we're going to talk to Shane about that and a couple other things. And they were able to reschedule those missed games between Christmas and New Year's. So we'll talk to Shane about those rescheduled games as well. If you've got a question for Shane regarding Komet hockey, 260-447-8500 is the text line number that you can call. Well, you can call and leave your text there. So you can do so with that. And congratulations to Mr. Blake Blaker, former coach of Southern Wells. He is now the new head football coach at Belmont High School. And got a big job ahead of him. I mean, there's no secret there. The Braves are currently sporting a 42-game losing streak. So we'll have to see just how they all respond and talk to the kids and getting kids out there to come out for football. You know, it's interesting because you look at the other sports too at Belmont, and there's no shortage of competitiveness or anything like that at Belmont. Some of the other teams are winning games and doing things, so there is a winning culture at Belmont. It is just a case of getting kids to come out to school and to choose Belmont. So good best of luck to Blake Blaker on that. The Northeast Indiana Baseball Association will be holding its annual Hall of Fame banquet on Sunday, June 14th at the Classic Cafe. You can go to the website at neibaseball.org. Tickets for the event are just $35, and that includes a meal. And the Hall of Fame inductees will be talking about their baseball journeys, and it should be an interesting group of inductees. We'll be able to announce those at a little bit later date once we get confirmations. But I did want to talk about one of the awards. We have a Colin Lister Award and also a Bob Parker Award that is given each year by the NEIBA. And the Bob Parker Award was started in 1999, and the inaugural winner of the Bob Parker Award, in fact, was Mr. Steve Warden. But it says from the website, it says Robert D. Bob Parker was inducted into the NEIBA Hall of Fame on April 30th, 1977 for his contributions to baseball as a historian and cartoonist who played baseball in Fort Wayne in the 1930s for Nickel Plate Railroad and Wayne Pump. Born on August 8, 1915 in Fort Wayne, Indiana, Parker is credited with creating the publicizing the GE Club baseball team that eventually won 5 semi-pro titles, including the World Amateur Championship in Japan. His cartoons were published in the Journal Gazette in a feature called Fort Wayne Gallery of Sports. Parker worked as a photographer and commercial artist. He also produced corporate newsletters for companies like Zollner, General Electric, North American Van Lines, Allen Dairy, etc. But Bob Parker gained extensive notoriety by drawing baseball cards for local players. Now, the Bob Parker Award is an award that recognizes outstanding individuals who promote the game of baseball through any form of media relations, marketing, artwork, etc. It's given that is reminiscent of Bob Parker. And some of the past winners, in DC, let me know if you've heard of any of these people. Justin Prince.
Yes.
John Nolan.
Yep.
Yeah. Andy McManamah, Mike Moz.
Yep.
Glenn Marini, Caleb Kimmel.
Yep.
Dean Pantazzi.
Oh, yeah.
Chad Gramling, Don Converse, Mike Nutter.
Yep.
Isabel Alvarez from the Daisies, Ken Horman, Doug Brookhart, Tim Kindler, Patty Martone, Don Gray, Ben Smith, Steve Warden.
All of them.
Yeah. It's a big media honor. And and actually, what I can do is I'm going to name the 2026 award winner of the Bob Parker Award that will be given out at the June 14 event. And that winner this year is DC Hendrix. DC Hendrix. Know him?
I do.
You are the Bob Parker Award winner for 2026, as nominated by board members, multiple board members, by the way, of the Northeast Indiana Baseball Association.
Wow.
I know I was, presiding over the meeting. And for your contribution in the media to the sport of baseball.
Wow.
So congratulations to you.
Thank you.
And
wow. I hope you're not expecting some thank you speech or anything.
Oh no, we love the short ones.
Okay, yeah. I was not. Awesome. That threw me off.
Well, I thought it would.
Yeah, you did.
And and all the board members know that this was going to happen at this point in time in the show this morning. So there was a little note that went out. So congratulations to you.
Thank you.
And because you giving a voice and eyesight to the sport of baseball through your 260 Dugout podcast, once again, and we've talked about this before, that so many people have talked about doing something. You stepped up and did it, and you have really opened up the world of this baseball community to everyone, and have educated so many people in the sport of baseball regarding who's out there, what's going on, what's happening, who's training, and you're naming names and people that are working their tails off. So congratulations to you.
Thanks, so.
And
it's a good thing season 2's got some big plans ahead. So now I can live up to the hype.
Well, there you go. Yeah, and also and like I said, you're going to be joining a pretty exclusive list.
Yeah, I know all those guys
of people who have been winners in the past. So congratulations. So
thank you.
With that, we are going to. Oh, hey, I wanted to talk too about the entry for January 17th in Blake Sebring's book, Fort Wayne Sports History, and we do this just about every week. But this is a very special one. In 2005, Leland Etzler announces his retirement as Woodlands football coach after 40 years. It says Etzler retired after the 2004 season with a career mark of 287, 117, and 2 after 40 years. Now, that still ranks as number 15 among the state's all-time wins list for head football coaches. When he retired, his 710 winning percentage was 6th among Indiana prep football coaches with 200 wins or more. Etzler's teams won 12 Allen County Athletic Conference championships, including 6 in a row from 1970 to 1975. He has a 25-23 playoff mark, which includes 3 sectional titles, 2 regional crowns, and a state runner-up finish in Class A back in 1981. More than 1,300 players suited up for Leland Etzler at Woodland. And only 3 times in Etzler's 40 seasons as head coach did Woodland post a losing record. The first came more than 20 years into his tenure. He finished the 2004 season amongst active state high school football coaches in total wins, as we said, with 287. And he was inducted into the Indiana Football Coaches Hall of Fame in 2001. Leland Etzler passed away on September 2nd, 2018. But the man, as a football coach, touched scores and scores of lives of young men and women and student athletes all around, and just a great leader of high school students. So that was the entry in Blake Sebring's book, Fort Wayne Sports History, available wherever you can find books, anywhere at all. Fort Wayne Sports History, January 17th. So, with that said, let's go ahead, step out, take a break, and then when we come back, we're going to be talking with Mike McCaffrey, Vice President of Athletics and Student Life at the University of St. Francis. We'll have to talk to him all about this restructuring that went on this week and what his duties will be and who's going to be joining him. And I heard a rumor, by golly, it's going to be Ryan Bolin as well. He's going to be joining, and what better person to lead than Mr. Bolin. So we'll talk to Mike when we return. Remember, if you got any questions for Mike, 260-447-8500 is the text line, and you can ask your question of Mike We'll be right back with more. You're listening to Talkin Sports, powered by McMahon's Best One on 1380 The Fan, 100.9 FM.
How do you thank the people that add so much to our lives? How do you celebrate a community that brings out the best in all of us? You give back. In 2022, McMahon's Best One gave more than $100,000 to local organizations that are always there to lift us up, to listen, to strengthen us, every one of us. Throughout the year, McMahon's Best One will continue to give back to the community that has given so much to us, bringing out the best in each other, together.
Don't miss a second of action with your Indiana Pacers this season.
Pass to the top, knocked away by Toppin. He comes to the forecourt, lobs it to the hoop, where it's caught and dunked by Matherin.
Hear every thrilling moment, every clutch play, and every Pacers win.
Neesmith beat the shot clock, and the crowd tells you the result as Neesmith buries a three right in front of the Milwaukee bench.
Catch the action of Indiana Pacers basketball all season long on the Elevance Health Radio Network.
You've seen the insurance commercials on TV. A bird wearing shades, a guy in a red shirt and tan pants, or a silly staff that wears all white clothing. But do you really believe that companies spending millions of dollars on clever TV commercials actually provide what you need most? Hoopy Insurance Services is an independent agency working with companies like Erie Insurance, providing home and auto insurance and more. Service is the Hoopy Insurance difference. Hoopy. HUPE Insurance Services, a Fort Wayne company and authorized independent Erie Insurance agent.
Something sweet is now on My Deals. Get $60 worth of gift certificates to Icing for Isaac for only $30. Icing for Isaac is a whimsical boutique bakery. They offer a beautiful garden room that is perfect for meetings, remote work, or catching up with old friends in a peaceful environment. They also offer a kids room, a safe space for kids to play while you catch up with other parent friends or relax with your own treat. Head over to MyDealsFortWayne.com to get your deal.
Family-owned doesn't describe many companies today, especially in the construction industry. That's why Quality Supply and Tools stands alone. That and their customer-first approach, expertise, stocked inventory, a full-service warranty center, and a new location.
Attention all builders and contractors in Lafayette. My name is Luke Dill, the new branch manager of our location. Our one-stop shop has everything you need for your next project, including concrete supplies, tools, and a variety of other building materials. Come check us out and take advantage of our expanding inventory.
Now in Lafayette, plus Bloomington, Jeffersonville, and Indy. Quality Supply and Tool thinks outside the box. Store.
When game day hits, your home bar better be ready, and Backroads Distilling Company has you covered. This January, grab their brand new Granville Roads Cherry Pie Whiskey, the huge fan favorite blackberry whiskey, plus locally distilled vodka, American gin, and more, crafted right here in Northeast Indiana. And all this month, Backroads Distilling is donating $2 from every spirit bottle you buy to St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Now that's a winner. Backroads Distilling on the grounds of Country Heritage Winery just off State Road 3 in Leato. BackroadsDistilling.com.
You can't escape a traffic jam. Know what else you can't escape? Seasonal allergies. And you might think you can avoid that coffee stain until... Oh, really? You can't escape a lot of things in life, but you can escape prediabetes. Prediabetes captures 1 in 3 adults. There are usually no signs of prediabetes. In fact, most people don't even know they have it. But with early diagnosis, you can change the outcome and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Take action by taking the 1-minute risk test at doihaveprediabetes.org. You might not be able to escape having this song stuck in your head, but you can escape prediabetes. Go to doihaveprediabetes.org today. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention.
Let's take a moment to breathe. Deep inhale. Extend your spine. Remain focused on what you're doing. If safe to do so, exhale slowly, leaning to one side. Inhale back to center. If safe to do so, exhale slowly to the opposite side. Find mental health resources at loveyourmindtoday.org. This message is brought to you by the Huntsman Mental Health Institute and the Ad Council.
At Wheelchairs for Warriors, serving America's heroes is our mission. With your support, we serve veterans and first responders injured in the line of duty across the United States of America, providing them custom-fit, complex rehab mobility solutions to ensure they rejoin their lives at the highest level of independent mobility and function possible. Join the mission. at wheelchairsforwarriors.org.
It's 4 a.m., Monday, and you're literally sucking baby snot through a tube because she's congested. Man, that's love. And if you love her that much, love her enough to make sure she's buckled in the right car seat. To make sure your child's in the right seat for their age and size, visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Show them you love them. Keep them safe. Visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
Now back to Talkin Sports with Jim Shovlin on Fort Wayne Sports Station, 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Welcome back to Talkin Sports, powered by McMahon's Best One. Along with DC Hendrix, I'm Jim Shovlin. Thanks for tuning in as we're talking local sports of all sorts until the top of the hour at 10 o'clock. If you'd like to be part of the show, you can do so via the text line at 260-447-8500. That's 260-447-8500. And we're going to go to the Talkin Sports phone line, powered by Fire Police City County Federal Credit Union, because waiting on there is, let me see if I get this right now, the Vice President for Student Life and Athletics at the University of St. Francis, Mike McCaffrey. Mike, did I get it right?
You can call me anything you want, my man. It's all good. I appreciate it.
Well, congratulations. When the word came out earlier this week, I saw that, University of St. Francis was restructuring its athletic department, and then there was a picture of you. And I thought, wait a minute, what's going on? And then there was a picture of Ryan Bolin next to you. I thought, wait a minute, something good's got to be happening here. Talk about how this came about. Is this something relatively new in college athletics and athletics in general, in the educational system? And tell us what your role will be.
Yeah, so sometime right before Christmas break, Sister Maria Gemma, who's been our vice president for Catholic culture and student life, and she's overseen athletics for the last 2.5 years, she was elevated to the executive vice president for the institution, which means all of the vice presidents report to her. She still reports directly to the president, but is going to be handling more of the day-to-day operations of the university, while President Ritchie and our vice president for advancement, Reba Copeland, are really going out and focusing on our capital campaign and our strategic plan. So really just kind of taking a more of an external role with the institution. President Ritchie is still our president, and we're all thankful for his leadership. But his focus right now is going out and raising some money for a capital campaign and kind of overseeing the strategic planning part of it, which involves a lot of external stakeholders. So with Sister being elevated to that role, it left kind of an opening in our division for a vice president. And her and I had a couple conversations over Christmas break and just said, hey, what would this look like? And I said, well, if there's a lot of great team members in the division of student life, and I think right now we have a really, really good build of momentum going forward with all the people. And I said, for me, it would be great if someone, on the team could be elevated to lead this group into the future. And she'd asked me if I was interested, and I said I would serve you in any way possible. I would need to figure out some stuff on the athletic side, because obviously if I'm going to be overseeing the entire student life area, to bump up Ryan Bolin to an assistant athletic director, and obviously Kelsey Pasalia has already been my assistant athletic director for almost 3 years. So divided up the coaches kind of so the coaches will report directly to Ryan and Kelsey, and then those two would report to me. So it gives Ryan a chance to kind of grow professionally. Kelsey taking on a little more responsibility with some direct reports. We already had women's flag football, sports information already reported directly to Kelsey, but now women's basketball and women's soccer, cross-country, track and field, they'll all report to Kelsey. Ryan will have football, baseball, golf, tennis, men's basketball. Those coaches will report to him, and then the three of us will kind of work together to lead the department. But it was I wouldn't say it's unusual, not unusual in college athletics. There are a lot of vice presidents. I don't know how many oversee all of student life, so that part might be unique. But there are vice presidents of athletics, just because at some institutions they want to report directly to the president. I've never reported directly to the president here at USF. And I still don't. I report to the executive vice president, but that's probably the unique part, that there's an executive vice president between the president and the VPs. So I'm blessed. I'm thankful. I appreciate Sister Maria Gemma and her faith in me. I'm thankful Ryan Boland was ready to step up, because if he wasn't, I don't know that this plan would have happened. And so now I oversee all of student life, residential life, student success, campus safety, the dining hall, student engagement, and a lot of those things. So it's been an interesting week. It's been a different week from what I've been used to, but after 18 years kind of in one role, or 15 in a role as an athletic director, 3 as an assistant AD when I started. As you know, Jim, sometimes, you get a new challenge and it kind of reinvigorates you a little bit, and it gives you a little jolt of energy. And I've enjoyed working with some of the non-athletes this week, because that's, I made a joke that I used to only have to worry about 450 kids and their families, and now there's about 1,800 kids and their families that kind of fall under my purview. So it's a little different perspective, but my heart is still in athletics. I'm still in charge of the athletic department. That's not going to change. I'm still going to be there advocating for our student athletes and being in as many games as possible and supporting our coaches. So from that part, hopefully on the athletic side, not much changes from the students' perspective. The coaches will have some different reporting things, but it's been a fun week. It's been an interesting week, and just thankful that my family was on board and we're able to take this next step in my growth at St. Francis. And I'm pumped for the future. We're in a good spot, and we've got great leaders and great coaches, and so I just got to do what I normally do, and that's lean on the people around me. They're a lot smarter than I am.
We're talking this morning with Mike McCaffrey, Vice President for Student Life and Athletics at the University of St. Francis, in our weekly Cougar Chat. And, of course, yes, you obviously know your way around the campus at USF, having been there for 18-plus years. And talk a little bit more about Ryan Boland and his 20-plus years on campus as a softball coach. And I mean, he and his family, I've run into his wife at high school football games and everywhere. They're just committed to the community and the area, and it's just a lot of fun to be around those people, and I think he's going to bring a lot of organizational skills to the athletic department.
Yeah, there's no doubt. It's Ryan, 22 plus years, I think, as softball coach, and then you go back to his 4 years as a student. He spent more than half his life as a St. Francis Cougar, and as you said, one of the best families you're ever going to come across. It was when I talked to Sister and I talked to Kelsey, and we were talking about kind of who could serve this role. There was really only one answer, and then they kept coming back with, it's going to have to be Ryan Boland. He's the one, and we all agreed that he was the guy. So I just needed to convince him to do it and let him convince his wife to do this, because obviously his passion is still being a softball coach, but he does have all those skills that you need, and I think even our coaches that now will spend more time with Ryan are going to benefit from that. I hope that I was able to lead them in a good way, but I think just Ryan, with his experience at St. Francis, with maybe some of our newer coaches like a Nate Conley, he can probably help them through some of the things that maybe he went through early on as a coach that I just never had experience with. So I couldn't lean into that when I was, working with our coaches or pouring into the coaches. That wasn't an area that I could do because I just had never done it. Ryan comes from that. They've seen him. He's the longest tenured head coach on our staff. Fort Wayne, Norwell, the whole community, it stretches down into that Wells County a little bit, but he's obviously so well respected. And, I told him the one thing was, don't do this if you think it's going to change, your life outside of St. Francis. You got to be able to go see Brody play football and be with Reed at all his events and be there to support your wife and all the family and all the things that they do. And he felt confident he could do that. So, I'm pumped for him. I've grown a great relationship with him over the time I've been here. Obviously, we've both been here together the entire time, and he's been a good confidant for me, and I'm excited for him to take on this role.
And of course, Kelsey has been such a find for the athletic department as well. I mean, I don't know how she pulls it off being in 2 and 3 places at one time, but I guess she does.
She's an absolute rock star. There's no other way around it. And again, I wouldn't be able to do this other job if she wasn't here. Me and Ryan wouldn't be able to do it alone. Kelsey handles so much for us. I mean, just the day-to-day work that she does, and she's been such a blessing for us. And, you know, she understands, you know, the role that the two of them are going to play. And I think she's excited to take on a little more and maybe have coaches reach out to her for things instead of me. Again, you've got another resource who's a highly competitive Division I former athlete, Division I former coach. Compliance is in the back of her brain like no one I've ever seen. I mean, she's on it, and we love having her a part of it, and I'm excited that she was willing to step up into this as well. She's obviously, her title doesn't change, but she takes on more responsibility, and she'll be sitting in on some Crossroads League things. She already heads up the Crossroads League senior women's leader group, so she's been showing leadership within the conference. She's done it at the NAIA level. They know her there. So, no, it's a dream team for me to have Kelsey and Ryan there. And again, none of this probably would have happened if they weren't willing to do this.
Well, let's talk some athletics right now. And, of course, let's talk about the number 6 Cougar women who have run their win streak now to 8 in a row. Especially with that win last Saturday over number 5 at the time, Marion, 56-46, and then beating Huntington by 22 points, 72-50 on Wednesday. That runs their record to 17-1 overall, Crossroads League record of 7-1. Jeremy Henney is getting production all over the place, and I remember, that we talked about Ms. Sweeterman was now starting to fill up the bucket. And then I saw that Isabella Gizzi went, for about 24 points the other night.
Yeah. I mean, you go back a week ago, and that win down at Marion was huge. And I think, what you saw there was when we want to play defense and we want to lock in and we want to do what we need to do, we can beat anybody in the country. And that was a low-scoring game, and Marion came in averaging, I think, over 80 points a game, and we held them to just under 50, I think it was. And so you're talking about over 4 quarters, one of the best teams in the country, and we held them pretty tight. So, and then the offense got going, and we ended up getting a pretty comfortable win. So that was huge to go down to Marion and get that. And then Wednesday night, come back at home against Huntington, which always travels well, always plays us tough. Darby Mager's done a good job down there since she's arrived, and they play a good style of basketball and got us last year once. But our girls, after the Marion game, I think that gave them a big boost of confidence, knowing what they could do, and they certainly showed it on Wednesday night, taking care of business. And yeah, it could be Isabella Gizzi with 20 points. It could be Callie with 20 points. It could be Renna with 20 points. It could be Taylor Fordyce with 20 points. I mean, we've got depth, and everyone's playing their role. And as we get into now, we play the last game of the first half of the Crossroads League today up at Spring Arbor, who's a really good team. We've can't lose focus, got to get that, and then we'll turn around and play the last 9, the second half of the Crossroads League starting next Saturday. We'll take Wednesday off in between the break, and then come back and run it back again with all 9 teams again. So we'll be back home against Mount Vernon a week from today. But today, got to go up to Spring Arbor and try to keep this train rolling. It's been fun, and we just hope that we can keep our position where we're at and maybe host another opening round.
And, of course, the Cougar men of Nate Conley split a couple of games last week. They won at Marion to provide the doubleheader sweep, 88-74 Saturday, and then lost to Huntington in overtime, 80-78. But once again, you get into the Crossroads League, and it's a war every night.
Yeah, big win at Marion. That was a fun one to watch. Everybody was playing well, and we thought that was a game we might be able to go down and get. So it was good to see us do that. And then come back on Wednesday night against a really good Huntington team who's receiving votes. And man, I mean, it's a fun group to watch with Nate Conley kind of leading the way, and just kind of being there at home games and hearing him in the huddle and the way he works with these guys and the way that they buy in, and they're playing their butts off. And Huntington, I mean, we're a team that was picked 9th in the preseason in the conference, and I think we've shown we're not that. So at least we're making strides, and every game has been a battle. Even if you look at the Bethel game or the Taylor game or even the first half of the Grace game, or we've been competitive every single night, and just came up a little short against Huntington. Overtime, you never know. Things can happen. Ball bounces one way. You lose a turnover. They hit a tough shot, and all of a sudden you're out of time, and the clock ran out. And I think that's kind of what happened Wednesday. We ran out of time. But no, hopefully go up to Spring Arbor today and then play another good game, and then again turn around and open up the second half of the Crossroads season next Saturday at home. But we're pushing to get into the Crossroads League tournament, which would be fun for year one for Coach Conley.
Indeed. And, of course, not only basketball going on right now in athletics at the University of St. Francis, indoor track had a scheduled meet at Ohio Northern yesterday.
Yeah, big one. Finished second on the women's side, fourth on the men's side. If you go to the website and look at the story, you'll see a lot of top 5 finishes, a couple wins on the men's side. So, yeah, it was a good one to get get the schedule off to a good start. Had a lot of good finishes. Again, there was about 20 or so. If you go to the website and look at all the relays and the miles, we placed well. Finished second the shot put on the women's side. Won a high jump on the men's side. So it was a good, productive first meet and something that we're going to try to build on here as we go over the next month or two.
Ooh. Is 24 hours in a day going to be enough for you, Mike?
We're going to make it work, man. We're going to make it work. Like I said, you surround yourself with people that are smarter than you and know how to do things, and you just got to kind of get out of the way and let things play out. And I'm the biggest cheerleader of Cougar athletics that there could be, and I'm excited to do it in a different role.
I've been doing that my whole life, surrounding myself with people smarter than me, that's for sure. Well, Mike, thank you so much. And we got to get Ryan Bolin on here before too long. But thank you for joining us, and we'll talk to you next Saturday.
I'll tell you, a good one would be you get him and Kelsey together. It's a fun one. You get some banter going back and forth between them two. If you ever have a chance to maybe bring the two of them either in studio or get them both on the phone for an interview, they're quite the pair, and there's a reason why they're in the position they're in. So make it happen.
Let's try to do that in studio before softball season starts. Yeah.
Perfect.
All right.
Sounds good.
Thank you, Mike. Have a great week.
Thanks, buddy. Take care. Have a good one.
All right. That was Mike McCaffrey, Vice President for Student Life and Athletics at the University of St. Francis. I got to practice that because for the last
it's a long title.
15 years I've been talking about the athletic director. Anyway, we'll get it.
I'm the one who has to type it in the description in the podcast. So I better get it right, too.
There we go. Yes, indeed. Well, let's go ahead, step out, take a break, and then when we come back, let's find out from Shane Albahrani what went on last night at the Coliseum. A whole lot of stuff went on, and guess what? Round 2 is tonight. We'll talk to Shane about that when we come back. You're listening to Talkin Sports, powered by McMahon's Best One on 1380 The Fan, 100.9 FM.
Have you looked at your auto or homeowner's insurance rate lately? Think it's about time to get a competitive quote? Call the Wise Insurance Agency today at 260-747-5373. Located at 7410 Bluffton Road, Wise Insurance is a local company that's been in business for 25 years. Being an independent agent working with over 15 A-plus rated carriers allows Coach Ron Wise to assess your needs and determine the best option for you to give you maximum coverage with the most affordable premiums. The Wise Insurance Agency also offers motorcycle, RV, and watercraft insurance, as well as renter's insurance, flood, and umbrella policies. Multi-policy discounts are also available, and make sure to ask Ron about the good student discount up to 20%. Let Coach Wise show you the fundamentals of getting the right insurance. Don't put it off. Contact Coach Ron and the Wise Insurance Agency team today at 260-747-5373 or find them online at thewiseinsuranceagency.com.
When you're building a custom home, the details matter, and so does choosing a builder who understands the land it sits on. Hammond Homes specializes in luxury custom homes, including projects on challenging sites like lake lots and uniquely shaped properties, where experience, planning, and precision make all the difference. They're not a volume builder. Had one roof, creating a seamless process from concept to completion. In every Hammond home, traditional excellence and contemporary luxury are the standards their clients have come to expect. Every plan is intentional, every timeline is clear, and every home is designed to maximize views, function, and long-term value. From navigating complex sites to delivering refined craftsmanship, Hammond Homes builds with confidence, not guesswork. If you're ready to build a custom home that's thoughtfully designed and expertly executed, start with a conversation at HammondHomes.com. Hammond Homes, design-driven, detail-focused.
When winter weather hits and the power goes out, will your family still have heat, light, and communication? The Grid Doctor 3300 solar generator from My Patriot Supply gives you serious off-grid power. It'll run heaters, refrigerators, medical devices, and more without gas or noise. Right now, you can double your power for free with a free expansion battery when you order the Grid Doctor 3300. Go to MyPatriotSupply.com and get your Grid Doctor 3300 today. That's mypatriotsupply.com.
Taxes was feeling so stuck. Sitting in traffic, squeezing into a parking spot, all to squeeze in getting tax help during your lunch break. Now Taxes is a TurboTax expert who does your taxes for you, while you go about your day getting real-time notifications about their progress and the most money back guaranteed. Now this is Taxes. Intuit TurboTax. See guarantee details at turbotax.com/guarantees. Only available with TurboTax experts. Real-time updates only in iOS mobile app.
You think winter's tough on you? Imagine how your car feels. Those cold mornings, stuck outside, and then having to perform at a moment's notice. Don't let winter take a bite out of your vehicle. Take your car to Cruzy Automotive Service. They can take care of any kind of winter problems that pop up with your vehicle. And they're the #1 choice to get your oil change. Do you know that you can get a full-service, regular 5-quart oil change for as little as $19.99? Be sure you ask for the radio special and get a full-service oil change as low as $19.99. Cruzy Automotive Service is there for you. Get your car to Cruzy Automotive Service. And don't forget to ask about the radio special and get a full-service 5-quart regular oil change for as little as $19.99. Cruzy Automotive Service, Lima Road, north of Wallen, south of Till. That's Cruzy Automotive Service, K-R-U-S-E, Cruzy Automotive Service.
Thinking about buying a used car? Get the facts before you make an offer or agree to buy. For free. The Indiana Secretary of State's office is helping to protect Hoosier consumers by offering free AutoCheck vehicle history reports. Access reports to check for accidents, true ownership, clear title, liens, odometer rollbacks, recalls, and more. Visit sos.in.gov for your free vehicle report. This message is sponsored by your Indiana Secretary of State.
What is dedication?
The thing that drives me every day as a dad is Dariana. We call him Day for short. Every day he's hungry for something, whether it's attention, affection, knowledge. And there's this huge responsibility in making sure that when he's no longer under my wing, that he's a good person. I want him to be able to sit back one day and go, we worked together, we did a good job.
That's dedication. Find out more at fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
My name is John David Carpton.
Dr. Kimberly Stegmeyer.
Dr. Edith Perez.
I'm a medical oncologist.
And I focus on cancer prevention.
People are always asking me, why?
Why do I do this work?
2 words come to mind for me. One is responsibility. The other is purpose.
There was a child that, I took care of and adored. And she said to me, Dr. Kim, will you remember me forever? Sorry. It's been a hard year.
Every day I think of the faces of patients when I see their smiles, when I tell them that new treatments are helping their lives.
It's just so inspiring to do research that impacts human lives.
Stand Up to Cancer has been a critical partner in advancing research for cancer.
Cancer research saves lives.
So please help us fight in this battle against cancer.
Be a part of the team that ends cancer at standuptocancer.org.
Now back to Talkin Sports with Jim Shovlin on Fort Wayne Sports Station, 1380 The Fan and 100.9 FM.
Welcome back to Talkin Sports, powered by McMahon's Best One. Along with DC Hendrix, I'm Jim Shovlin. Thanks for tuning in as we're talking local sports of all sorts until the top of the hour at 10 o'clock. If you'd like to be part of the show, do so via the text line at 260-447-8500. That's 260-447-8500. Especially if you got a hockey question. You got a question for Shane Albahrani, play-by-play voice of your Fort Wayne Komets, because he is on the Talkin Sports phone line, powered by Fire and Police City County Federal Credit Union. Good morning, Shane.
Good morning, Jimmy.
Well, I'll tell you what, I was not able to make the game last night, but tried to follow it on social media, and it looks like wheels fell off in the second, and then all heck broke loose in the third. And,
kind of, sort of. The Komets had to skate shorthanded 7 times last night, and when that happens, things are not going to go your way. You're going to take penalties. You have to kill them off. And Komets are actually a pretty good penalty killing team. But when you constantly were fighting the officiating last night and just could not get any 5-on-5 time, it wasn't going to go your way. So, yeah, it was a rough night, but you know what? You can regroup tonight.
Well, that's true. And I'll tell you what, attendance last night, 8,102 at the Coliseum on a Friday night has got to be something, exciting for the front office. But, what they saw, and it was a very interesting amount of people that don't usually complain about officiating were, complaining, as you said, about officiating last night. And there was one play in particular that Harrison Reese I think he got checked into the boards head first and needed to be tended to by the training staff, etc. No penalty was called. And is there any injury update on Reese?
Right now, I think he's questionable. Talking to Olivier Legault this morning, he was not sure what the lineup was going to be as of an hour ago. So they're at the Coliseum right now, getting ready for morning skate and trying to figure out what the health of everybody is. But yeah, I don't like to get on the officiating. I really don't, because this is a developmental league. Mm-hmm. These officials are often as young as the players, so they're learning too.
True.
It's not going to. You're not going to have perfect games. You're not. It's going to happen. But it just seemed like last night it just kept piling and piling and piling on. And then when you've given the Komets, you've given Bloomington 7 power plays, and then in the third period, when it really was a blatant boarding call, I think borderline 4 minutes boarding call that was just totally ignored. That's when you just start to feel, hey, this is this is a bad game for this individual in stripes tonight. When you see the coaches, Coach Jesse Calicky, practically was putting a foot on the ice last night. He was losing his mind. The players weren't happy, obviously. The fans weren't, So, me being a broadcaster, I also have got, hey, I'm a fan too. And, I'm going to have to side with our fans. I know who I serve.
Sure. Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, and I'm like you, Shane. I don't like to get on the officials, regardless of sport, because of the fact I know what kind of job they have to do. And the games are so fast, regardless, once again, of the sport. But, and usually it's a case of, if you want to take the officials out of the game, then dominate your opponent. If that's pretty easy to do. But sometimes, and you'd like to think that no official ever has any kind of bias against a team, coach, front office, or anything like that. But we're all human, and things happen. But my goodness, it sounds like this play was actually behind the play against Reese, and but still, nothing called, and my gosh, to have to be tended to tells you right there that that something bad had happened. But round 2 tonight, and it should be an exciting one at the Coliseum then, eh?
Yeah, it really is a must-win for the Komets. We've lost 3 straight at home, and now we're under 500 at home, which is it's not acceptable. Especially you had a big crowd last night, and tonight it's going to be even bigger for MLK night. It's really, really important that we get a W tonight by any means necessary.
Let me ask you about Nico Blashman. I swear to God, I saw earlier in the week that he was released by the Komets, but then I saw that he received a mighty hefty suspension. So has he been released, or is he suspended and still with the Komets?
No, he was suspended, then he was released. He was suspended for 12 games, and when you take a suspension of that length, you can't take up a roster spot.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what's pretty much protocol at that point, that you 12 game suspension. A game or two, that's one thing, but 12, you're not going to be able to hold that roster spot, especially how fast things move in the ECHL. So no, Nico was released right after he was suspended.
Okay. 260-447-8500 is the text line. And, Shane, we had a text that came in that asks, any former K's in Olympic hockey that you know of?
Oh, you know what? That's a great question. I'm not sure. I know sometimes we'll have a few guys over there in some of the European countries, but I have not heard of anyone this time around. But actually, I'm sure there probably is. So I do not know everything.
Yes, you do. Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
And by the way, the games between Christmas Eve and Christmas Day and New Year's have now been rescheduled. And if you got it in front of you, tell us when these games are going to take place against Indy, Toledo, and Kalamazoo.
Yeah, we're looking at the last week of April. Obviously, all at the Coliseum. So everything is up on the Komet schedule at Komets.com, and you're looking at a couple of weekday games and I think a Sunday game. So it's a shame, during the work stoppage, we lost the Friday, Saturday, Sunday, but it is what it is, and that just means we can have more fun, getting more creative, getting some promotions going at the end of the season.
Oh, yes, indeed. Yeah. Well, Shane, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll talk to you next Saturday.
All right. Thanks a lot, Jimmy.
All right. That was Shane Albahrani, play-by-play voice of your Fort Wayne Komets in our weekly Komet chat. And that's going to just about do it for Talkin Sports for a Saturday, January 17th, 2026. Special thanks to Mike McCaffrey. Well, you know what his new role is, Vice President of Student Life and Athletics at St. Francis. Also, Shane Albahrani, thanks to DC Hendrix, the 2026 Bob Parker Award winner that'll be bestowed upon him at the June 14th Northeast Indiana Baseball Association Hall of Fame banquet. Congratulations to DC, and he always keeps it all so smooth every Saturday morning. We appreciate it. And thanks to you, the listener. Thanks for the text. Thanks for tuning in each and every Saturday to Talkin Sports. So until next week, well, go Hoosiers, and have a great week, everybody.
Podcasts by Federated Media.